Okay, so today we are going to be talking about the cactus farm again. Now, it's actually been like a little bit since I've talked about a cactus farm, but the reason I'm doing this now, and as you can tell from the title, it's a quote-unquote build guide because recently I got this comment right over here. Let me pull it up so I can show you right here. This guy right here. He asked if there was a schematic that I have to make and give it to him. And I didn't know what he meant by this originally, so I just straight up asked and said yes. So, and that there's no schematic for the farm currently, which makes sense because this is my original farm. So I wouldn't have a schematic of it. And I even mentioned that the farm itself isn't hard to make at all. It's just literally a pattern, which I've stressed out so many times. I've literally said this so many times in my cactus videos. And he just asked if I can just make the schematic anyway. And his reason, I didn't reply to this because I'll be honest, I really didn't want to because it's making a schematic for a cactus farm, which is like one of the easiest farms to build that isn't like flat. And his reason is I just want to rebuild it in my skyblock. Now, I don't mind you guys being my builds because, well, I don't mind it at all. It's because I know that if it helps you make more money, sure, go right ahead. Use my builds. I don't really care. But asking for a schematic for a cactus farm is a little bit on the extreme side because let's look at the pattern real quick. So after the first layer, you build it however you want, whatever size you want, and this is how it goes so far, right? Every other block after after you build it like this, you're just breaking. And sorry for the lag. Today's been really laggy for me, so just bear with it. But this is this is how it is. Let me put it one more out just so I can actually play practice. So let's just say it's like this, and let's say you're done with the first layer, right? However big you want it, you eyeballed it, whatever. You eyeballed it, maybe you just made it like way over here instead, and the width is like way over there where my cocoa bean farm is. That's fine. Just build it like this, same pattern on this side. It's literally just a big square. And then after after this is done, you just place sand, place cactus. Let me get rid of this helmet because the wither is honestly blocking. And then this is what you do. This is gonna be your quote unquote schematic because this is literally the easiest thing you can ever do. You just wait for it to grow at least one level and just build in between. And there you have it. You have your second layer. You have your second layer. Oh, there goes my sand. You have your second layer ready to be built. And you can just repeat the whole process again. Wait for this to grow. This time you start on this side, go from the top, and this is all you're doing. I do not understand why you want to copy my farm block for block, especially if it's a cactus farm. If it was like that tarantula farm over there, my new tarantula farm, sure, I don't mind. If it's my netherwart farm, which this isn't my original idea, so I'm not gonna take credit for it, but go ahead, copy it. If you want my cocoa bean farm, which is up here, by all means, just copy it. Just visit my island, figure out the basics of what you have to do, and just go for it. But a cactus farm, it's just a pattern. It really is just a pattern. It's, you just do the exact same thing the whole way through. Sand, cactus, slab, sand, cactus, slab. That that's your whole pattern. That's the whole farm right there. And the reason why I say wait for it to at least go for one layer is because it literally gives you the outline of where you should put your slabs without having to build another full layer, which makes it like 10 times easier because you don't have to worry about placing slabs like this, and that just saves you a lot of time. It really does. Now let me actually go up to my farm so I can actually like show this, because yeah, I'll just show how easy it is with an actual farm and instead of just doing it on the side. So if you're watching this video, the guy who commented for me to make a schematic, just try this. It's really not that difficult. Let's start from here because, well, I just started on this. So let's say this is the first layer, right? Or down here. Let's say this is the first layer and you finished it. You finished it eyeballing however big you want it. Maybe you have specific dimensions you want, and you're done building your first layer. You wait for this layer to grow, and you just run along the sides. Or fly, actually, because that's better. Just go along the sides, place a slab on the top part of the second cactus. If you mess up like that, it's not that big of a deal. Just place down cactus, place down your slabs like nothing ever happened, and that's all you have to do to fix it. If you mess up like that, just break it and fix it. But this isn't all you have to do to build the farm. If you want my exact dimensions, by all means, just come visit my island. It's not that hard. I haven't, like, made my island not able to be visited. So you can visit my island, see how many cactus I have on the first layer, and then the second layer will pretty much build itself. Because you have the outline, as long as you wait for the top layer to grow. And then once you're done with that, just place your sand. And then after your sand, place down your cactus. You can see how fast this process is. If you use a schematic, no, one, it causes me to put, seriously, it causes me to put in a little bit of extra effort because I'll be honest, I don't know how to make a schematic. So I'll have to learn that. I'll probably have to like download something to make a schematic anyway. And not only that, it will cause you a little bit more trouble because that would mean you have to download the schematic, you have to put it in your files, and you have to just build it block by block. You have to place it on your island somewhere so you have your outline, and that's literally it. And if you do log off, you're probably not gonna have that schematic anymore. You have to reload it, place it back, and that's just annoying. Let's be honest, that's a lot of effort. That's a lot of extra effort that you don't have to do, and I don't want to do it myself. Because this farm, the easiest thing you can possibly make, aside from the other possible farms you can make, because it's just flat. Oh, and I know I mentioned, I don't know why I was holding Q. I know I mentioned in the title that this is like a max profit build guide. No matter what your cactus farm size is, you'll be making max profit depending on of course the size of your farm. Of course, the bigger the farm the better. Mine is relatively small. So I don't know why you would want to copy a farm that is decently small, and I'm not even done with it too. So this is a relatively small farm. I would personally recommend you making it at least a fourth of your island, because that's a fair size. And mine isn't even that. The only thing you can basically get off of me is my storage system, which I pretty much messed up. There isn't supposed to be 3 hoppers here. So I messed it up, but I just made it work because I didn't want to go through fixing it again. So I just made it work. And, well, here's the farm. It works perfectly. And I honestly wouldn't change it because I would have to remove the glass. You don't have to copy me block by block. You really don't. Just literally come down here to the guy, or just to anyone who wants to make my exact farm. Come down here, count how many cactus is in this row, the first row, count how many is going that way, and then that's all you need. Once you let this grow, just build in between. Once the second layer grows, just build as if you're making the first row again, and just keep repeating that little pattern. It's literally 1 2 1 2. It's a very simple thing to follow. You don't need, let me pull it up again. Right here. You don't need my exact farm. You don't need a schematic for this. Even if you want to make my exact farm, you don't need a schematic. I mentioned it was just a simple pattern depending on your first layer, which is true. Of course, there is no schematic because this is my farm. I built it myself. And, well, here's a video on it if this is what you were asking. The others, let me see if there's right here. Hey there, I have a little question you might be able to answer. I'm playing co-op with some friends and want to build a cactus farm, but when items drop in water, they lag a lot. How do you make your items flow so smoothly? I gave him my straightforward, honest answer that mine does lag too. The items could just possibly be stacking up, and as long as I make it to the hoppers, don't worry about it. And then end of conversation. He got the message, he understood it, and he probably executed what I mentioned. Now he's probably not even worrying about it anymore. So I don't mind these little questions, video requests, and all that stuff, but if you're gonna just ask me to make a straight up schematic for a farm that literally someone who played Minecraft for a day can make, then I'm not gonna do it because it's so simple. It's really so simple. So if you're planning on asking me like to make a schematic or just do something that aside from a question I can answer or a video I can make for you, then I'm not gonna do it because that's just extra work. And I'm not willing to go through all that because I don't need a schematic. I don't need to learn how to make schematics. If I can eyeball this whole thing, then I'm pretty sure you can too. Just make it bigger. Just make it bigger. It'll benefit you in the long run. And yeah, so if you guys want, sure, by all means, keep asking questions. Keep asking these questions. Keep asking me some video requests. I'll most likely make it happen, depending on the request, of course. But if you're gonna ask me to make like a schematic or something like that for you specifically, then of course I'm not gonna do it because that's just something I really don't want to do, especially for something as simple as a cactus farm. So I'll just let my little rant end here now. Hopefully this showed how easy it is to make a cactus farm. So this is my quote-unquote build guide, just showing how easy it is to make a cactus farm with literally just following your previous layer, which outlines everything for you. So just follow your first layer, however big you make it, and it shouldn't be that difficult from there. So I'll end it here, and if you have, for the guy that commented, if you have one good reason, and I have to consider it good. So if you have one good reason that I can consider it to be like reasonable, that I should make the schematic, then sure, I'll make the schematic. But if it's just so you can copy my exact farm, block for block, on your own island, then I'm not gonna make the schematic, because anyone has access to my island. They can see how big I make the farm, and they can just write it down or something. And that's a lot easier for the both of us. Less time for you to wait, less things I have to do, because I still have things in my personal life to deal with. So I'll end it here, and hopefully you can understand. And before I end, I do want to apologize for not answering you back. And well, this is my response to you. So I'll see you next time.